And the last one is from JJ Retko. I hope I'm saying that right. I never know with usernames. She sent in this picture and she wanted to know how to put an ocean in the background. Now, when looking at her picture specifically, first thing I noticed is the colors are a little muted, and there's a 5-second technique you can use to really bring out the colors and make them look how they're supposed to. You just go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. Let's pick the black eyedropper here. We need to find a pure black spot in the picture, someplace that's supposed to be pure black. And if you look, his little shadow under here is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And it's already made a difference. The sand is a little bit more natural looking. And then we're going to pick the white dropper. And this wall back here is supposed to be white. So we're going to pick the brightest part of the wall with our white eyedropper. And just go ahead and click that. And huge dramatic difference. Really makes the green pop, the blue pop. It also will help, like if you're going to put this on the beach, it's going to be sunny. So you want it to really, everything will look a little brighter. So you just hit OK on that, and we've already color corrected it in just a few seconds. Now, if you look, we've got some focus issues here. The sky, he's in perfect focus. The can is a little slightly blurry on the edges, and then the sand is blurrier than everything else. So that means anything behind the sand is going to have to be blurry too. And we're going to cut this out, and we're going to chop off the blurriness and add it back in. It's just quicker than trying to preserve the blurriness to begin with. So we're gonna do like we have been, and use our good old polygon lasso tool, and just start at the edge and just start cutting along. And we don't want to make this too perfectly straight. Kind of give it a few bumps and valleys as you go along. And you know, it's not important that you follow it exactly. It's just it's random shape beach. Now when we get to his hand here, we do have to be a lot more precise. And we'll just go around and around. And like I said, you can really do curves well with the polygon lasso tool. I wouldn't be afraid of that. The only thing polygon lasso tool is not good for is if you have something with a lot of insets or like hair or fuzz. That's when you start running into trouble. That's when you start having to mix the polygon lasso tool with just erasing it by hand, which is tedious, but just use a soft number 4 brush, and you can get into those little crevices and things if you need to. And we're just going up the side of the can, staying inside the blur. We're going to be cutting off the blur. Let's go over here. And this isn't the funnest thing in the world, cutting things out. Especially doing it the hard way like I am. But you really do get the best results if you, you have so much more control this way. And you can improvise, and I find it's just better to do it this way than have to, you know, look all around your image and trying to fix everything that you need to clean up. Sometimes, like with the magic wand or using channels or however else you may cut something out, you always have to go back and clean something up. and it's just a pain. Sometimes you even have to paint stuff back in by hand. I say just do it this way to begin with, and you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we're just going to close the loop now. Alright, so we have our little guy in the can on the beach selected. I'm going to go ahead and right click, new layer, via copy. And it's got a little bit of a white edge, but that's okay because we're going to be adding that blur in. Most important thing is his hand looks good, because that's the thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our blur tool, and that's this one right here, a little drop. Get a pretty good size. I have it on 45 soft brush, and we're just going to go along the edge of the beach. I'm going to give that a pretty good blur, like it was. And we got to do over here too. Then we're going to go up the sides of the can, and this doesn't have to be blurred quite as much, just a tad. Make sure not to hit your little guy with your blur tool. Alright, so we got our blur put back in. Looks good on black, looks good on gray, looks okay on white. And I picked a little beach scene here, as you can see. And it doesn't look right now because, like I said, the blur is here, and that means everything behind it has to be blurred too. So go ahead and click our beach layer, or our ocean layer. We're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and looks like 2.9 or so works pretty good. Go ahead and hit OK, and it looks like he's on the beach. And that's how you do that. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something, and feel free to submit ideas for other tutorials you'd like to see. See you next time.